Namaskar. Welcome to Dr. Rao's Temple of Learning. This is your YouTube channel, Spiritual Management Course. Today we are discussing part 1 of 23rd Independent Small Discourse entitled as Non-Human Intelligence, What the Spiritual Management Says. Are only humans have intelligence? Or there is something like non-human intelligence? We shall discuss this in depth and see the relation between consciousness and intelligence at all levels in this discourse. So yes, this is Dr. A.P. Rao, Vice President, Telecom Division, HPLI Private Limited, MIDC Ranjangaon, Pune, Maharashtra, India. So welcome to the first part of the discourse, non-human intelligence. The understanding and suggestion through the course of spiritual management says, the non-human intelligence may be considered as a sort of natural intelligence where biology, DNA structure, brain, etc. has to play smaller role. Actually, non-human intelligence is known to have more of a sort of presence of natural consciousness that is always present even in our own absence. The spiritual management indicates that here the consciousness has to play important role in different types of intelligence in non-humans. The mythological literature of all religions says the soul is not body but the act of body and the principle of life. Basically, it is the consciousness. Animals and plants cannot do anything to transcend the limitations of matter, which is not the case with human. In Indian mythology, they are categorized from material to animals to insects and so on the basis of amount of energy one keeps within. You may call it intelligence and or consciousness. That is why in Indian mythology they consider presence of God in animals, plants, and even in stone, using which they built statues of the god. Probably they are talking about the omnipresence of consciousness they are calling as God. And that is why they not only worship animals, plants, or even stones by considering consciousness, they call it God, in everything, even in material world. You can see the worship of tree or the cow in the pictures. There are different species from human, the most developed species, to the least developed single-celled organism. A combined study of biology and philosophy says when we talk about a live human, use the word soul within the body. As per one opinion, we also use the words as sensitive soul for animals and vegetative soul for plants. Rational soul. It forms the human beings, having maximum energy containing consciousness as well. It contains thoughts and reflections. Then we speak about the sensitive soul. It forms the animals having less amount of energy of consciousness with less intelligence. For example, the chimpanzees or dolphin are known to be the most intelligent animals on the planet. They have got mobility and the sensations. That is the characteristic of the sensitive soul. Then we speak about the vegetative soul. It forms the plants having still less amount of consciousness with still less intelligence. It shows production and growth only. Then down the line comes fungi, protist and monera. It is better to talk about the scientific categories of type of the intelligence. One is swarm intelligence. Swarm intelligence is the collective behavior of decentralized, self-organized systems, may be natural or artificial. Then we speak about the group intelligence. Collective non-human intelligence is shared or group intelligence that emerges from collaboration, collective efforts and competition of many individuals and appears in consensus decision making. Then we speak about the distributed intelligence. In Sanskrit we call it Vitarit Buddhi. This is a sort of artificial intelligence in the systems like computers we use through technology this distributed intelligence many a times. Fourth is the social intelligence. We call it Samajik Buddhimatta. It has its own explanation. Then comes global brain. It may be called as the brain of Earth, which consists of the combination of information and communication technology network related to neuroscience. And we speak about the universal intelligence. Actually, we are surrounded and immersed in a pure, invisible and formless intelligence that continually functions through us only. However, its influence is imperceptible to our senses and mind. This is because our senses feel for something gross, having form, shape, size, etc., and our mind adhere to ideas, concepts, and images to infer the meaning. The Western world also accepts as that of the Indian mythology that there is a universal intelligence that may be called as God or soul or spirit or even consciousness, and it is everywhere in all the things. The spiritual management says that everything is made up of 5 basic elements. They call it Panchatattva. They are earth, sky or space, air, fire, and water. As we go downline from humans who require all the 5 constituent elements for their survival, requirement of number of elements decreases, so is the amount of consciousness within. Scientifically, we know the 5 kingdoms for non-humans. So, non-human intelligence is any entity displaying some but not enough human characteristics to be considered as human. These 5 kingdoms are animal kingdom, There are so many types of animals. Plants kingdom, plenty of the plants. Then fungi kingdom. It is not animal or plant or bacteria, but it has complex eukaryotic cells like animals and plants. It means the fungi is more near to the plant kingdom or animal kingdom. Then comes the kingdom Protista. It includes algae, amoeba, euglena, plasmodium, and slime molds. These organisms are often unicellular but can form colonies. And the fifth kingdom we call as Monera. It is unicellular or single-celled organisms having no nuclear membrane such as bacteria. So this is just a preparation of talking about non-human intelligence. From where the non-human intelligence appears or arises? Is it genes or consciousness or both? Let us recall that we are interested to learn about the relationship between intelligence and consciousness. Whether the two are same or different in reference to the non-humans. In an old Indian mythological literature, they have macroscopically categorized 4 classes of animals. They call Nabchar, that is Manuva, birds, Jalchar, that is aquatic like fish, Thalchar, that is terrestrial like cows, and Ubhaychar, amphibia. The example is frog, either can live on earth or water. How scientifically these categories are discussed in Indian mythological literature. Animals only have certain kind of consciousness within. But does they constitute a soul? Actually, spiritual management says that it is general or universal consciousness with just a weak sort of intelligence in comparison to humans involved within in animals. As per an opinion, animals do not possess an immortal spirit as that of humans, which do not survive after the death of an animal. As per the spiritual management approach, this may be due to a weak grasping of consciousness from the nature. That's all for this discourse. Thank you very much for your patient hearing. We shall continue the discourse in part 2 to collect more information about non-human intelligence.